Lately, the voices of fear, doubt, and insecurity have been louder than those of love, hope, and joy. And in order to shush the bad voices, I found myself doing the very thing I most likely shouldn't have: scrolling through TikTok. But some messages are meant to reach us in certain ways, and sometimes that's through TikTok or other media. There was a woman talking about the energy of the most recent Aries new moon, how it may be overwhelming and illuminate certain insecurities, but that it's also important to celebrate your progress. She said, "If you can't celebrate how far you've come, and you only resent where you're at, you can't propel yourself forward." I had to rewind and listen to that several times because I strongly resonate. Sometimes when I have goals and dreams to achieve, the have-nots can overshadow the haves and things I've accomplished. Being so narrowly focused on the destination and what I've yet to reach that I forget to pause and look at how far I've come from where I started. And honestly, most of the time, I don't even know where I'm going. The destination seems to change from time to time. Or maybe there is no destination. Perhaps the destination is some sort of state of being, and the journey, comparable to the uncomfortable, messy middle, or the void, or uncertainty, is where the magic happens, where I'm challenged to grow and redirected into unplanned detours and scenic routes. So, for my journal session later that night during the Aries new moon, I wrote about all the things I've done and how I've changed within the past year. I decided to pause, reflect, and acknowledge and celebrate my progress. Within the past year, I've stepped into the realms of the power of surrender, vulnerability, and befriending uncertainty. I've opened myself to and allowed myself to walk the path that reveals itself with every step I take as I dance through life. Full surrender, hands up, I decided to release control and illusions of control weighing me down and holding me back from what life has in store for me. I told life, "Show me how good it can get. Show me everything you have to offer." I stopped resisting and allowed myself to flow, even though I had no idea where the current would take me. Not only that, but I've shared this process on YouTube and Substack, and I'm still doing that. Even when I felt like no one was watching or reading, like I was shouting into some void, I still showed up and built a catalog until my audience found me or my content found them. And I like to rewatch and reread my stuff every now and then. This journey with surrender and befriending the unknown has allowed me to connect deeper and more strongly with my intuition. It has taught me to build faith, trust myself, and trust the grandeur of everything being orchestrated the way it's all meant to. Zoom out and let the bigger picture unfold and shift. This journey has given me the space and time to rebuild a more stable, unshakable internal foundation. The world is so big, life has so much to offer, and I'm immersing myself in experience through being. Around this time last year, mid-April, I started uploading videos on YouTube pretty consistently, about 1 or 2 videos a week. I also started posting on TikTok, which is currently indefinitely deactivated, and I reposted those videos onto YouTube Shorts. And when I decided I wanted to focus on long-form videos, I committed to it. Even though the growth has been slower, it's more aligned, purposeful, and fulfilling work. In a year, I've grown to over 100 subscribers. 100! I also started a Substack. I never considered myself a writer, but it was another step out of my comfort zone to give my thoughts more structure, share thoughts and ideas from my journal onto the screen and with the World Wide Web. I was consistent with posting once a week at first, something I challenged myself to do, but then it started to feel like I was forcing myself, and you can't force downloads and creativity. So, I retreated and now mainly publish when things flow to me. And I am so beyond grateful for all of my celestial subscribers, both on YouTube and Substack. To think that there are people who care to read my writing, watch my videos, listen to what I have to say, I don't take it lightly. And I am very grateful for each and every one of you, and my heart is so full of love. It's been about a year since I got my car and have been driving more. I got my license at 22 years old, just a few months before my 23rd birthday. I used to have a lot of driving anxiety, and practice really is the only way to get over your fears. Most of my driving anxiety wasn't even about driving anyway, but more about feeling behind in getting my license as an adult. There was also anxiety about how other people drive, but that's not in my control, and I choose to focus on what is in my control. I also drove on the freeway for the first time and alone. After people told me I wasn't ready and I wasn't capable and that there's a specific learning timeline and process, made up by them, people who had never been my passengers, by the way, I did not let those voices control my narrative. So, for my 24th birthday a few months ago, I decided I was going on a mini getaway in Palm Springs, which is a few hours away. I drove to Palm Springs, around the Palm Desert area, and 2 days later, back home. There was a heavy storm on the way home, and it was really scary, but the way out is through, and I made it home safely. And a few days later, I drove through LA traffic for the first time, and at night, to attend a concert in West Hollywood. Prior to those birthday excursions, I had less than an hour of freeway practice just a few days before. Driving may be no big deal to some, but to me, it was a very big deal. I gave myself so much love and recognition that week, as well as right now, and I'm really so incredibly fucking proud of me. And I always make sure to express gratitude to life and the universe for my safe travels. Following the topic of going on a mini getaway for my birthday, I've learned to enjoy my solitude, become my own best friend, and do things and go places on my own without waiting on others. Doing things and going places alone isn't something entirely new to me. I had attended some concerts solo before, and being a college student taught me some independence. But since I have a car now, I've been able to take that independence even further. It's been almost 2 years of unemployment post-grad, and in that time, solitude became a space for rebuilding, learning how to exist with myself, strengthen my self-trust, and become my own sense of stability, especially living at home, dependent on parents, and with limited finances. Solitude taught me surrender, which created the space for me to strengthen my connection with my intuition and listen to my gut, my womb, even when there's no external proof yet or ever. Solitude created the space for me to build a stronger sense of self. I doubt myself less. I allow illusions to fall so I could make decisions and keep moving with clarity. I've learned to let all the other voices pass, identified my own voice, and amplified her. I've rediscovered my joy, my inner fire, and have been fueling those flames. I genuinely enjoy my own company, and I'm loving life a lot more because the external reflects the internal. I've also learned to release what I've outgrown, past and outdated identities and everything that came with those. Behaviors, relationships, material things. Deleting social media accounts that no longer resonate. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. Because I don't care about collecting surface level connections. Release and detachment has opened the channels for me to know myself at deeper levels, exploring who am I without these people, things, titles? Who am I? I worked my first retail job several months ago during the holiday season. It was an early morning job with shifts as early as 5 a.m., not including the commute. Those early shifts were way out of my comfort zone, and I knew what I signed up for. But that experience taught me what kind of work and labor is unfit for me. I like my sleep and slow mornings, okay? And 2 months later, when my supervisor was telling me I was being let go, instead of spiraling into fear and panic like past me would have, all I could think about was how I felt like my life was opening up again, even when I didn't know exactly how. Not so long after I was laid off, I began my journey as a garden volunteer. I had absolutely no gardening experiences, and I'm not the biggest fan of dirt and bugs. But as someone who struggles to feel safe and be grounded in the physical, in my own body and my environment, I thought gardening would be a great grounding activity. I mean, gardening deals with the literal ground and earth. And it's nice to learn something new and build new skills. life skills. It's also an activity that gets my body moving. I was taught that everything I did had to be productive in a way that related to a professional career, job, or making money. But I'm unlearning that. There's value in wandering and experimenting and following my curiosity, in letting myself play, get messy, and try things I've never done before. Trying something just to experience it, to feel it, and see what unfolds. I'm letting myself be a beginner again, to not limit myself to what I already know or what I've been told is valuable. And knowing when and being able to pivot and adapt are important skills to have. There's something deeply fulfilling about engaging in activities that don't immediately translate into a job title, but instead bring me back into my body, my senses, and the world around me. I'm making space for that kind of learning, the kind that feels alive, creative, and rooted, like I'm a child of the earth rediscovering what it means to simply be here. I want to experience life more fully, more wholly, as I learn what it means to be whole in myself. As I'm writing this, I'm wrapping up The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I've just completed the final week, week 12, and what an experience! How beautiful is it to keep coming back to myself at deeper and deeper levels? Past me would have never considered myself a creative or an artist in noun form. I considered myself creative, adjective, when I did content creation and other work, but a creative? An artist? I still don't feel fully confident calling myself those, but the confidence is building. Living a creative life is something I strive for. Leaning into creativity and my inner artist has helped me to embrace uncertainty and a nonlinear path a lot more. I also feel more well-rounded or multidimensional in life and in my identity. When I started The Artist's Way, my main goal was to just reconnect with my creativity and inner artist as someone who didn't have a creative outlet. I approached it with a very open perspective, open to all the possibilities and magic that could happen. And I've started to create that sense of safety that allows for creative expression. I reconnected with my child self and her dreams and rediscovered my true passion and what I want my primary creative outlet to be. I have chosen myself over and over again, myself and the woman I'm becoming, and I will keep choosing her. I will keep pouring into her, so later others may benefit from her overflow. That was something I wrote in my journal as I was wrapping up all the things that I've done this past year and the ways I've changed, and yeah, just everything that happened this past year. And I wrapped up with, I have chosen myself over and over again. When I catch myself feeling frustrated, when it feels like nothing is moving or changing, I pause and remind myself that I asked for a softer life, a slower life, a life where I'm not constantly in survival mode or chasing the next thing. Sometimes what feels like stagnation is actually deep integration. I'm transforming so much beneath the surface that it appears like nothing is happening at all. And the quiet, the stillness, the in-between is part of that. It teaches me how to be present, how to trust, how to exist without urgency and fear controlling me. I honor all the past me's I've been because present me would not exist without them. Every version of me did the best she could with what she knew, and each one carried me here to this exact moment. So I celebrate it all. The clarity, the confusion, the becoming, the unbecoming. Because every part of it shaped me over this past year. I celebrate all the versions of me who got me here. The ones who showed up, who kept going, who learned to let go, who chose to trust something they couldn't yet see. I see them, I honor them, I celebrate them. And now, I allow this moment to be enough. A moment for me to be and to acknowledge how far I've come. Because a girl has come so far! I'm just gonna leave it right there. I will link this Substack post in the description if you would like to read it in the form of a Substack post, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, save, share, repost, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Love you. Love you. Love you. You better be doing this. Do it back. Do it back. Okay. Take care.